Welcome to the OTC podcast, a show where I bring a guest to the outdoors and we bring the outdoors to you. I'm your host, Nico Prada, and today my guest is a runner and an artist and a scientist. And she's not a comedian, but she's pretty funny. Please give it up for your next performer coming to the stage. America's favorite one-eyed scientist, my good friend, Miss Caitlin Wheatley. Hi. That was very scientist of you. Very spectrum scientist of you. I keep telling you every time I need to get like one of those birthday things to do this intro, because I do all that hype up and then the person's just like, oh, hello.
You can do it in post, like the noise. It's like,
oh my God, yeah. All these things that people bring up, all my guests are like, you can do it, and you want me to get good at editing, you motherfuckers? Are you trying to get me to do my job or something? Annoying. So, okay, thank you for coming with me on this hike today. I'm very excited to ask you so many things, because you're like my go-to science. You're like my I lost Jeeves, and you're my new Jeeves. Remember Ask Jeeves?
I do remember.
Did you ask Jeeves?
I feel like I asked Jeeves very little because
you're good at real sources.
Google Scholar. But,
Oh, fancy.
I know.
Fancy.
I know.
These elitist scientists. No.
Elitist scientists.
I'm kidding.
Well, I can't promise that I'll have the answers to everything.
You mean science doesn't know everything
I
like
know.
you guys claim you do?
I know. And I was actually a little bit hesitant to come on the podcast because I'm like, what if I change my mind in the future and people come after me about things?
If you change your mind in the you mean like if you find if there's new evidence for certain things you find,
and I change my mind, people just don't understand the scientific method. Also, before we get into it, I just have to say everything that I'm talking about is my own personal opinion and not the opinion of my employer.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. I don't think I'm gonna list your employer on there anyway. So
you gotta cover all your bases.
I know, right? But there will be a date on this video when it was uploaded, when it was recorded, and all that stuff. So worst case scenario, if new evidence comes out, then they can go fuck themselves. So that's what it is. So, okay, you know that at the beginning of the show, I like to ask my guests a certain question. I gave you a little bit of homework.
Yes.
So I have a half decent idea of how outdoorsy you are, because we used to run together outside.
Yes.
And you're scared of lizards. So, but can you tell us in your own way, on the Disney princess scale, from Sleeping Beauty to Pocahontas, how outdoorsy are you?
So I'm gonna say I'm a mix between Rapunzel, in that I want to be barefoot whenever I can be because I don't like wearing shoes, and she's friends with a lizard and I aspire to be friends with a lizard. So I'm a mix between her and Ariel because I also want to be where the people are.
You want to be where the people are.
So I like the outdoors, I like being outside.
That is.
But I also like being around people. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. That is the wildest combination I've heard so far. That's like 8 princesses right there.
Is it?
No. It's like 4. But okay, that gives us an idea.
Well, I don't know where they are on the spectrum. One lives in the ocean. The other lives by herself in a tower.
Well, that's why you do the combination.
Exactly.
You want to be where the people are, but then you see the people and you tend to run away.
Oh, maybe not. Depends on the people.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can do a remix of the song. Like, I want to be where the people are, but not those people. That's perfect.
Wow.
Well, that's a good description. How do you feel about this trail? Because you asked me, when I asked you what kind of trail you want to go to, you said medium, and I think
no, this is I would say, yeah.
It's nice, right? It's not too bad.
It's medium.
We're not seeing a whole lot of alligators. We've only seen 4 snakes.
There's a lot of green. I appreciate the amount of trees because we all know how much I don't love the sun in the middle of the day. Not that it's the middle of the day, but I feel like if we were out here in the middle of the day.
So tell us why you don't like the sun.
Because the sun kills white people.
This is a very political podcast, and Caitlin's here to talk about white genocide. Everybody.
Well, I think especially for outdoorsy people and myself, growing up in the Sunshine State, you get a lot of sun exposure.
Yeah.
And people like previously didn't pay a lot of attention to things like skin cancer. I know my own parents just go outside and be in the sun to be tan. And I don't know. I think people should pay more attention to covering themselves up, wearing sunscreen when being outdoors, especially if you live an active lifestyle, because you're getting so much exposure. And in the United States, we don't do a great job of educating people about those risk factors. But in places like Australia, they'll tell you, clothing first, sunscreen should be a last resort.
Oh, really?
Here, it's almost the opposite. Because you do get a certain amount of UV exposure when you wear sunscreen. That's where like SPF factor comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still getting hit with these UV rays.
Yeah, people tan their buttholes here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That feels like a bad idea.
But yeah, what you were saying about clothing, you were saying that was it UPF protection you were saying? So it's different from what the sunblock is, right?
SPF. Yeah.
SPF, that's what it is, yeah.
So you have like a few different factors where you can measure sun protection. So you have SPF, like the PA++++, which is what they use in Korea, and then you have UPF, which is clothing rated. And I don't know off the top of my head what the acronyms stand for, but they're all basically telling you how much UV exposure you're getting. And so when it comes to clothing, UPF 50 is the best you can get. You're not getting any UV exposure. Similar to SPF, SPF 50 is pretty much the best you can do. You might see SPF 100 out there, but the difference between SPF 50 and SPF 100 is negligible, so save your money and go SPF 50. Because it's like I don't know, I guess, is it a logarithmic scale where it like goes up and then they're all kind of like reaching the same point slowly, where you get a lot of benefit starting at like SPF 15, but the difference between the other ones is negligible.
Interesting. That was a lot of information.
Anyway.
And you know what's wild to me? Somebody out there is listening. Listen to all that good info you gave, and all they're saying is, she doesn't even know all the acronyms.
That is probably true.
That's the life of a scientist, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's so many acronyms in the world, though. Like, how can you keep track of them all? I mean, SPF is sun protection factor, right? But UPF, something protection factor.
Yeah. I used to see UVA, I think, on some bottles, right? Or that might be in Spanish.
So when you look, like when you're buying a sunscreen, you want to look for something that's broad spectrum, which means UVA and UVB. And the way that I think about it is UVB is what burns you, UVA is what ages you. So some sunscreens will only protect against UVB rays, not UVA rays, so you're still getting this whole other spectrum of light hitting your skin. So look for broad spectrum.
Broad spectrum, there you go. I thought broad spectrum meant it was for women.
I thought it meant for autistic people.
we can't have an episode without at least one horrible pun, so I decided to go broads are women.
That is hilarious.
No, you were the go-to person I went to when I was buying the shirt, because it didn't have a listing for the I already forgot the other acronym. See, I'm a really good scientist because I forgot one of the acronyms. But was it the UPF? Clothing has UPF protection?
Yep.
And this one didn't have it listed. And this is one of the craziest things about going to Caitlin for help. Because this is we've done this with metals before, and we've now done it with cloth, I guess you could say, with textiles. And I went, this one doesn't have a UPF rating, and you went, send me the link, and you looked up what kind of like threads they used, and you're like, yeah, it's got silver in it, it should protect you from the sun even if it's not listed. It's probably because they don't have the budget to do the testing but the words you used were much fancier than everything I just said. And I've been wearing this shirt for like a year, And yeah, I don't, like, I get like, when my hands get burnt or my neck gets burnt, no other part of me does. So thank you for that. Thank you, science.
So I think it was a nylon polymer that had silver in it. And so the nylon, depending on like the thickness of it and etc., is what is going to cause the UV. Okay, don't say hi, you motherfucker. Is what's going to cause like the UV UPF protection.
Gotcha.
And then the silver is actually antimicrobial, which means you can wear it over and over again
and
get it
won't
sweaty
stink.
and disgusting, and it won't smell.
That's just like the undies I'm wearing right now.
I love that for you.
Merino wool. Guess how long I've been wearing them for without washing them?
I hope today.
Yeah, no, I grabbed them today.
What is your budget like?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. So we spent so much time asking you about like science and stuff. This was supposed to be the outdoor portion of the show. And then I was gonna sit down and ask you about science. So I think we're gonna do it a little backwards today. We're gonna go and find a nice place to sit down, and then I'm gonna ask you about what your relationship to the outdoors and how, well, I guess the outdoors and science is completely tied together. So it's not that weird that we ended up talking about science this whole time. But yeah, let's switch things around a little bit, take a little break, go find a cool place to sit. And good morning. And I'll ask you a little bit about other stuff. What do you think? Right.
It's like MTV or like Tony Hawk skate video style.
Welcome back to On Trail with Comedians. I'm here with my guest, Caitlin Wheatley. We're doing the show a little bit backwards today because we got really caught up on the science talk on like while we were hiking, and that was supposed to be when I asked you about your outdoor life. I know that you grew up doing a little bit of remind me again what your connection to Vermont is. You weren't born there or were born there? Or?
So I was born in Blacksburg, Virginia, because my dad was getting his PhD at Virginia Tech at the time. We moved to Florida when I was 4. And so my younger sibling, Cam, also known as Millie, was born in Vermont. My dad's parents are from Vermont.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
His mom was born in like the house that they still have up there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we would go up to Vermont every summer, sometimes in the winter.
And there's you guys do some really cool hikes over there.
Yeah. There's some great, there's like Jay Peak near Lake Willoughby. There's a long trail over in New Hampshire. Even just on their property, I think they have 15 acres or something.
Damn, that's amazing.
There's a lot to just go out and see. Avoid bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that you hike in bear country so like calmly, and then you're terrified of like lizards here and stuff.
I am also terrified of bears because I watched this documentary. Have you seen it? The one of the bear guy. Anyway, don't watch it because it'll make you scared of bears.
Oh, the guy who lived with the bears and eventually got eaten? Thank you.
Saved your life.
I thought you were,
yes,
I was
that's
like,
the guy.
I was like, you don't call it bear got eaten, you call it he was ingested or something. You're going to correct my my terminology or something.
To shred by those bears. He was a man taco.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I think having a fear of bears is pretty rational.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be like freaked out of any of it because then you're not going to have a good survival chance. But it's not weird to be afraid of bears.
Yeah.
And do you ever camp out there? Have you ever slept in a tent?
I've slept in a tent. One time, Davis and I got in trouble, and our punishment was to put up the tent and sleep in it on the hill by ourselves, and it was a little bit scary.
That's like a character building punishment, though, isn't it?
There was a big spider, and there was a raccoon. It was like a whole situation. Come to find out, there's also like moose that walk across the lawn.
Oh,
and
shit. They don't play around.
Big cats, like... we could have died. So I've camped in Vermont kind of on the hill.
Okay.
Because my grandpa was a World War II vet. He has this old like tent that he had when he was in Africa, and so that's the one that we set up. It's like green canvas. It has all the different like poles that you have to fit together. It's kind of crazy.
It sounds heavy.
It's heavy as heck. You need 6 children.
Oh my God. Is that why you had so many siblings, just to carry the tent so you could...
That was the objective. My parents were like, you're all going to entertain each other. Go set up this tent.
Oh my God.
In college, I went camping a couple times out in Appalachia.
That's awesome.
Cool, fun.
Yeah.
Mostly though, nowadays, I don't know. I have this like great fear of peeing in nature. Like, what if a bug comes and like bites me in a really sensitive area?
Yeah,
or a snake. Like, I'm terrified.
So a snake is unless you maybe step on it while you're squatting, very unlikely to just come up and.
Not, but like I don't see it. I picked the wrong spot, and the snake is like, this girl is squatting towards me.
Maybe, but
bye, bitch.
You just look. Now, as far as the bugs go,
what if it's the middle of the night?
Use a headlamp.
Okay. But
or a light.
Wouldn't that attract the bugs?
Yes. So that was the next thing I was gonna say. Is with the bugs, you might get bit in a sensitive area, because I've been bit in a sensitive area, and it's.
I would also say that is not one of those areas you should spray DEET.
We talked about that, and no, it is not. You said that you probably wouldn't spray DEET on your face, and I get that, but in certain, like especially in the Everglades, I've had to do it because it's that unbearable.
You gotta do what you gotta do, because you don't want your face to be eaten.
Yeah, no. So what I'll do is I'll spray my hand and I'll do this and slap myself a little bit, but it does start to burn immediately.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's pretty. Like different skin on different parts of your body is gonna have different sensitivities and stuff, right? I guess the skin on your face is a little more, is a little less DEET friendly than the one on your arm. So that being said, the skin on your crotch is probably gonna be even more sensitive.
Don't do it. It makes me feel better that my fear is not irrational.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean, like at least I can mentally, because. Like the bear thing, I'm not gonna go camping in Alaska with a guy who thinks he has a special connection with bears and get eaten by grizzly bears, right?
Yeah.
I might go camping in Alaska, but I'll have bear spray.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So, like, I'm not trying to hug the bears, but like knowing that if you're out here and you have to pee or do your business, you could actually get bitten in your nether regions.
Yes.
That's a real fear based on reality.
But
I wonder if you can make like a pant.
Like with just a flap?
Just like a.
All of that exists in the in the camping world.
Imagine you got a bug inside though.
GarageGrownGear.com, sponsor me.
Oh.
But
what was it? Garage Grown?
Garage Grown Gear, yeah.
Garage Grown Gear.
Yeah,
Triple G.
They have a lot of stuff. Sponsor me. No, but they sell anything from a shiwi, which I don't know if you've heard of that one.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I've also heard of the Go Girl. Have you heard of the Go Girl?
I have not heard of the Go Girl.
It's probably similar. It's just like a fake phallus that you put on. It's like a little tiny urinal situation. But like I also worry about like what happens if you're going faster than it's going out.
So that's always been my thing, but obviously I don't have those parts, so I have to ask people. And typically speaking, it doesn't overflow like that, is what I've heard from people. Because people tend to use the shiwi a lot.
Yeah.
People tend to use the Kula cloth a lot, which is like an antimicrobial. Have you heard of that one? That's for wiping pee, and it seems to work really well for everybody who uses it. The people who don't use it, it's just like an ick factor, which is fine. If you don't want to use it, you just don't use it.
Yeah.
But it's a really useful thing. So there's the shiwi. Now I'm learning about the Go Girl, which is it's kind of like a GoPro, but you don't pee on my GoPro. It's not that kind of waterproof. But I don't have a lot of battery time.
Yes.
So I'm glad we got to talk a bit about like outdoorsy stuff. Well, I'm sure that the viewers are watching this, or some viewers are watching this and going, well, they donate to charity. What are you doing? What are you doing to leave an impact on this world?
I ask myself that question every day.
Oh, I thought you were going to have the answer. You were working on a sunscreen for runners.
100%. I'm working on a sunscreen for runners, for people who like to spend time outdoors.
Yeah.
I think, kind of what I alluded to in the beginning part of this, there's not, like, people who run and spend time outdoors, that you're getting UV exposure, but there's not necessarily enough education for people to know like how much they're exposing themselves, how much they're putting themselves at risk. And I think a huge part, and this is really the way that medicine should go, is preventative care, preventive medicine. And so preventing skin cancer is going to be like the key to living a long, healthy life and being active, or one of the keys. And so I want to develop a sunscreen that helps people protect themselves when they're outdoors and they want to use the sunscreen. Once I have some of the product, I would love to send you some.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool. So I'm glad you're leaving a good footprint instead of a big white footprint like the Saruman.
Yeah.
The handprint, I'm sorry, handprint, not footprint.
100%.
Oh, it actually worked. And on that note, we're going to close out because that was actually a good closeout. So thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go finish this loop. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you want to help the channel grow, you can subscribe or like, hit the notification bell, or leave a comment down below. I'll try my best to answer, so long as you're swinging above the belt. If you really want to help, you want to help me feed my guests and pay my bills, I will put links to my Venmo and Cash App and Patreon down below. If you like my guests, I will also put tags to their social media in the description. Always remember that here at OTC, we encourage our viewers to respectfully and responsibly enjoy the outdoors, know your local ordinances, abide by leave no trace principles, learn something cool, and I'll see you on the next hike.